So we're going to go ahead and get started. So when you should have all received at this point now this a welcome email that's going to provide a username and a password to our domain there to be able to log you into the HR Support Center. The password is provided. If you forgot the password, or if you're not quite sure what it is, or if you just want to reset it, feel free to click on this link. If you did not receive the welcome email, check your junk or spam, because it might be located in there. Otherwise, just contact us at the end, and we'll go ahead and send out more information to get you reloaded. So when you do load the admin username and the password, you're going to go ahead and log into a screen that looks a lot like this. There's a couple of key things and normal features that you'd have with any website. Across the top, you have the My Account settings. A couple of things I want to mention or show you in this that's probably pretty critical is states I'm filing. A lot of the clients that we work with have employees in multiple states. And so what's really nice about the features inside the HR Support Center is that alerts are driven state and federal based. And so if you have multiple states that you're working in, you can just click on those different states, and as the different major changes inside the state occurs, you're going to get an email alert that comes automatically to you to tell you about the things that you need to be aware of. Plus, it's also going to give you some other features that I'm going to show you here in just a minute as well. There's also this HR audit feature. I'm going to show you a little bit about what that looks like here in a second. But you can also turn off topics. So for example, if you're not interested in getting information about technology and privacy, you can just click the unfollow button, and the news and alerts that are tied to that information will be pulled away. You can always contact us if you'd like, and then there's also this HR concierge. What that is really like a live chat session. You click on the button, and on the bottom right here, you can go ahead and type away a message, and it's going to help you try to find the information that you're looking for. A lot of times we know that there's a topic that we're needing to look at or look into, and it may just not be jumping out at us on the things that you're looking for. So use that message as maybe a quicker way to click through. We do like feedback, and the site does get updated every quarter, depending upon the feedback that we're receiving and some of the new enhancements and things that we are able to deliver. Some of the newest enhancements has to do with our tools section. What you'll find in there is calculators and also this employee handbooks. I'm going to jump back to this here in a second because I really want to start on the topics section, but just know that there's a lot of updates that occur. So when you do have the different topics, if you're looking just for general information, let's just say we're looking at leaves and accommodations. Click on the button, and as you'll notice on the left-hand side, your region, those different states that you noted, are actually listed over here. And why that's important is that there's different forms and guides that are specific to your state. And so as you hit the drop-down arrow, or you can look at all of them, some of the state-specific information is actually going to start showing up. There's different HR casts, there's infographics, so if you're looking for maybe a job poster, those kind of things, or a white paper about a specific topic, you can click into there, and sometimes the information you're looking for there is going to be there as well. Lots of information about laws, because I'm sure that's what everybody really loves enjoying reading about, but it is available to you. And again, these are just the hot topics. The website, as people are clicking and searching, actually will adjust based off of trends, and so a lot of people are looking into the Federal or Family and Medical Leave Act, FMLA. It's becoming a much bigger incidence, or we're seeing a lot more claims coming from it, so people are having to do a lot more work to make sure that they're caught up in that space. There's a news desk, and as you'll see probably coming up here pretty quick is information about the Supreme Court ruling. Different policies and information there, so these are some suggestions or questions that you might be able to get answered for you as well. And then training on demand, so these are different topics and things that have been reviewed in the past. So that's really your topic section. Again, if you're having challenges trying to find an article, use the HR concierge. You can type in a message and you'll get an answer back on where to start searching if you're having any trouble looking for it. I'm going to talk about this Ask a Pro here in a second, because that's something else that's another resource for you, but just want to let you know that that's going to be available to you as well. If you're trying to get really nitty-gritty on the actual laws, again, you can go into state laws, and any of the states that you've clicked on or federal information is going to be available to you. Okay, appearance and grooming. So if there's uniform specific rules in a specific state, you can click in that area, and then this is going to provide information about that as well. Okay. Learning articles. So there's a bunch of information, as you'd imagine, and what we find more times than not, people access the website because they have a specific topic, but maybe you're researching for information specific to your company and some of the department enhancements that you're trying to get into. So there's a lot of articles and availability to that. If you're registered and you would be on this call because you're going to receive monthly emails from us that provide a lot of different topics. And so some of the things, like the most recent one, is summer workplace activities. So there was an article specific to that. Okay. More infographics, a news desk, Q&A stream. This one's kind of interesting. And so one of the HR on demand options here allows you actually to get some of the most up-to-date questions, or maybe the most common questions that people are running into. So for example, one of the HR pros is asked, can we give an employee a written warning for 3 unrelated concerns at once? And so here's what the certified HR professional kicked back. So yes, you can, and here's some more information about that. So every single week, the HR pros actually look at all the questions that were asked, take 1 or 2 of the most common that they may have not answered most recently, be able to provide that information to you there. Okay, really nice with the HR concierge that you can reference some of this information and see if there's a topic that you're looking for in that space. Other tools, so again, I mentioned the calculator. So this is one of the most recent enhancements. ACA employee counting is very popular right now, but some of the other things around penalties and cost per hire, absenteeism. So this website is much more than just benefits. It also has to do with just HR in general, and that's really why we're excited to be able to show this, because we feel that it's a service that you're going to continue to want to see and be able to access. Employee handbooks. This becomes a bigger and bigger situation for a lot of companies. They're finding that all the different rules and things that are happening need to be documented somewhere. Most people recommend that to be in the employee handbook. So we provide an option there in English and in Spanish. You could have one of our HR pros actually build the handbook for you if you like, but know that you can also download the basics, which includes one of the items yesterday we talked about in our webinar around marijuana in the workplace. So that was a webinar item that we spent a little bit of time on with one of our HR pros talking about yesterday, but some of the sample language that you saw in that presentation was actually drawn out of the employee handbook sample here. Other information, so the HR audit, and this is something that we're really starting to send out to a lot of people as well. This is a way for you to take just a couple minutes and click through and answer a couple questions that's going to provide information about your current HR readiness. It's going to be able to receive the responses. You get a report back to you on some things to look into based off of your answers. And again, it's only 3 minutes, so it's really nice, quick, and easy. And in your My Account, there are all of your HR audits that you have done in the past. These are self-audits, obviously. All of your HR audits that you've done in the past are going to be recorded in this section. Okay, job description library. So if you're trying to build some of those out, many people have them. Some people are trying to get more detailed around that. So here's some sample language to be able to build that out. Minimum wage map. Again, if you have multiple employees in multiple areas, this can become a little confusing sometimes, and so it's a nice little infographic to give you an idea of the different states and what their minimum wage requirements are. Because as you know, these things change and they're not all the same. Okay. Policy library and supplemental services are available to you. Documents and checklists, forms, guides, letters. This is an area that you may or may not spend a lot of time in, but if you're looking for example, an employee lifestyle checklist. So this is basically trying to get information for a specific employee or a group of employees to help them out. So I'm going to download what this checklist looks like so you can get a sense of what it is. There we go. So the employee lifestyle checklist basically allows you to go through and look at in different focus areas. Maybe it's in hiring or compensation, management, and then also dismissal, how you're handling employee actions. This is much more detailed than the 3-minute audit, so it's going to give you more information about the information that you're trying to dig into, or maybe just provide more awareness that you're not quite there on. And then you can go back and research more of that information inside the website as well. Ask the HR concierge, But we also have this HR on demand service as well. HR on demand is actually a live HR certified professional, not an attorney, but a live HR professional that you can ask a question, whether you want a live chat or if you actually want to call in and talk to them. They do help you develop your employee handbooks. They can help you also customize other documents that you may be trying to develop. And then the one other thing that's becoming more and more popular is each quarter they offer a live sexual harassment prevention training for supervisors. It's not an employee video, but this is more about training for your people that are going to be dealing with those sexual harassment claims or situations. It's always good to make sure that everyone's trained up and know what they're supposed to look for. Any of the questions that are inside the HR demand that are asked are created inside of a ticket history, so you can always go back and look into those tickets and reference the information that's tied to those as well. It's a lot of information in a real quick order, but I just wanted to pause here for a second and see if you had any other questions